Nothing. No, nothing. It's still two teams that wants to win, and even something else is going to happen in the summer. Like I said, the future, we can't do very little about that. I have no idea what's going to happen in the summer for the world in general for it. So we have to be here and now we're going to play on Sunday, and that's where our focus needs to be.
You don't think there'll be any more incentive from Chelsea given they know she's going to make sure she goes out on that high with the last title?
No, because I think that they have been highly motivated before that, and we are highly motivated as well, so I don't think you can add any more. Thank you.
Thanks, Simon. We'll come to the call now then with Tim.
Hi, Jonas. Before I ask my question, could I just ask the team news whether there have been any injuries, in particular Lena Herzig, who I know missed the Sweden game?
Yeah, it's Lena that had to go home earlier from the Swedish camp after picking up an injury against Switzerland. But apart from that, everybody is in and training today.
And you've said a couple of times in recent weeks that this is the strongest you think you've seen Chelsea since arriving in England. I just wondered, I'm going to I think you've probably watched them quite a lot over the last couple of weeks. What do you think are the factors that have made them even better this year, say, compared to last year?
That's always hard to say, but I think they have a really good dynamic on the pitch. I think they have really developed a way where they sustain attacks, and they have many different ways on how they can score goals. I think you saw a team that was maybe more dependent on few individual players 2.5 seasons ago, but you see the number of various lineups that they have been playing so far this season and still being able to have really high consistency and high levels in their performance. I think that's really impressive. So it shows it's more of a team thing than an individual player thing, which is, I think, a point where most teams wants to go to. And those parts impress me with them. Doesn't mean that they are unbeatable. Just means that we need to be very good.
Thanks, Jonas. Speak Sunday.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim. Megan?
Hi, Jonas. Hope you're well. Beth Mead has 11 goal involvements against Chelsea, so we know that she likes to score against Chelsea. How hungry is she to put in a brilliant performance and hopefully get a goal or two against Chelsea at the weekend?
I think both Beth and the rest of the team is really hungry. Of course, we look forward to this game. We really look forward going out on the Emirates, playing in front of all our supporters, making the most of that occasion, and really try to show how good and well we can play as a team. So we're highly motivated.
Thank you, Jonas.
Thank you.
Art?
Hi, Jonas. I guess in the summer, we spoke about almost preempting your thoughts on how to cope with difficult times as a manager, and we didn't know how difficult it was going to be at the start of the season with the games against Liverpool and the Champions League games. I was just wondering, at that time you said, I guess the key was sticking to your core principles and seeing them through. I was wondering how easy was that for you to do after those games at the start of the season, and what were the solutions you were able to kind of find to get through that? Was it just, I guess, player availability, or was it something different?
No, it's good. Now I remember we had that conversation. I was back in Sweden then. But the same is true now as it was then. Yes, that is the way to navigate through a stormy sea. It's to be very clear on where you're going and how you're going to get there. So you don't have to start thinking about that when the waves are smashing against the boat. And I think how you do that, it's really important, I think, in those times to connect, both with staff but also with players. Because what happens is that people start to get your own ideas, because everyone wants to solve it. No one wants to not be playing well or not having good results. But when people try to go off in different direction, that's when it starts to harm the team's performance. Even if everybody's doing that with the best of intents, and that's why it's so important to bring everyone together, to focus around the principles. And then I always think the art of coaching is to try and to think what principle at this moment is going to give us the most impact. Because as a coach, you need to choose that, because that's how you get trust from the group to say that if you're able to pick that, now next time you pick something, the likelihood is that they think, oh, this is going to benefit the team as well. So I think that's always the art of coaching, to see what principles we're going to focus most on. But the process is definitely the one there, I believe in.
Yeah. Do you remember which one you kind of picked, or don't say?
No, I can be open with that. We have 4 core principles in that, which we always look at. When we have the ball, we look at our positioning. When we don't have the ball, we look that we are compact in the area that we want to be compact in. And when we lose the ball, we try to make the pitch small. When we win the ball, we try to make the pitch big. It's as easy as that. Then we need to see which one of these ones now are we not doing well enough on that. I think we had a fair bit to do with our positioning, but also compactness. So those 2 things were really important for us to address after the first games, and working together as a team to making sure that we were compact on the right spaces, but also that everyone was aware of how we positioned, why we positioned that way, and now how we then could get dynamic and interacting with the players, so not the same players had to fill the same positions all the time. So we started to play a little bit more fluid and dynamic in offense.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Art. Last one from Asif.
Hi, it's just one for me. I just wanted to get your thoughts on the proposed reforms to the Women's European Club competitions. As it stands, Arsenal might have dropped into the second-tier competition this season, so we're travelling to play some of the smaller European champions. Been preferable to you this season rather than playing in the Conti Cup, or do you think the Champions League could have been expanded?
My honest answer is I have spent 0 seconds looking into that, because it's something that's going to be going from 25-26. The decision is already taken, and I've spent my focus on preparing for Chelsea and spending time with my family. And then at a later stage, when I have some more times to that, I'm going to read up on how the competition format is going to be 25-26. But that's important, but not urgent. So I haven't given that any consideration.